Commencing Operation Deprivation, as in the moment I am done introducing the podcast, you will be deprived of good content. In all seriousness, leave a comment below on why you humans continue to return to Swerve's Bar podcast. Is it the mediocre jokes, the D&D they sometimes play, or is it something else? I will be monitoring the comments for research. For now, let us tune into the show.
Hello, and welcome to the podcast where we are currently recapping the events of Transformers IDW 2005 continuity. I'm Optimus Prime with my two co-hosts here.
Hi, I'm Computron.
Hi, I'm Kilobyte.
Moving on with our comic discussion for today's episode takes us to IDW Transformers Optimus Prime Volume 1. And as always, spoiler warning, so if you haven't read it already, we highly recommend you go back, read the comics, then come listen to the podcast. Things will make more sense if you do it that way. I'm just, I'm not telling you what to do, but you can do whatever you want.
You remember back in the university day where they tell you to read the content before you come to class?
Yes. Well, Computron said. But both Computron and myself have read these series already, but this is Kilobyte's first time, and we are excited to hear his thought. But before we can do that, Computron, are you excited? I'm excited that you are excited. Computron, do you mind?
Are you sure you're excited?
Yeah.
Is something wrong with you?
Yeah, I want to hear my own opinions.
You want to hear your own opinion?
Before we do opinions, we're doing facts. Anyway, there's a total of 6 issues.
I like that. Go.
That was good.
There's a total of 6 issues. Issue 1 was released December 14th, 2016, and the last issue in the volume, issue 6, was released April 26, 2017. The writer was John Barber. The artist was Kai Zama and Alex Milne, with colors by Josh Brickham. All right, some pretty short trivias here. In issue 2, Wreck-Gar breaks the fourth wall as he introduces himself, asking if Optimus Prime can read his identification caption.
Pretty good.
In issue 3, Starscream is drawn in his Combiner Wars body rather than the new one that debuted in Tulala 1 number 5. And in issue 5, as in their debut appearance in the Transformers, the movie, the Sharkticons are defeated not through force, but by being convinced to turn against their masters. Soundwave accomplishes this with a little more finesse than Grimlock's roaring and foot stomping. And and the last issue, number 6, Prime riding on top of a roaring Skylynx on the regular cover may be a homage to the Grimlock riding scene of Age of Extinction. So I think that's about all of them. So, Mr. Keelbutt, do you mind giving us a short summary of these comics?
Will do. As Optimus Prime recalls a case of corruption from his youth, in the present day, the need for Earth to step forward and join the Council of Worlds becomes even greater. In the present day, Optimus Prime's negotiation with the newly arrived Junkions are not made easy when G.I. Joe shows up, while in the past, Prowl joins Orion's Pack's investigation into police corruption. Soundwave launches a mission to discover the Junkions' true intentions and recalls his first meeting with Optimus Prime. Pyra Magna and Optimus Prime come to blows when Prime's dangerous gambit to bring Earth and the Junkions together reaches a tipping point. As Optimus Prime leads the counterattack against the Junkions, Soundwave employs a subtler form of combat to turn the tide of the battle. And finally, millennia ago, Orion Pax was forced to choose between the open hand and the closed fist. Today, Optimus Prime faces the same decision, but will his answer have changed? And as always, this information has been taken from the wiki.
Oh, before we get started, I do want to recall something. So, Caleb, do you not have internal thoughts? Is that why you're excited to hear your thoughts out loud?
I just like my own opinions.
All right. With that, are you two ready?
I'm ready.
I guess. There's a lot of jumping back and forth in this one.
Yeah,
Yes,
we'll
a lot.
try to. We'll dance. We'll dance between them, and we'll try to do it with finesse and try to keep you listeners engaged as much as we can.
Attack
start
your
off-
master.
Attacking Masters. We start off with a flashback before the Great War, where Orion Pax was a cop investigating a murder of Hefter. Thoughts on this flashback? Zeta Prime, Outback, some really cool designs in the flashback, in my opinion.
It was nice to see Outback for once. It was unfortunate to see him in as a dirty cop.
Yes, this is true.
I know it's a serious scene, but I thought it was funny when Hefter's just talking that his alt mode is a forklift.
And he wanted
I
to
found
be the
hilarious.
astrophysicist.
Yes, and then his alt mode is just a forklift. I'm like, ah, man.
Yeah, someone should really lift them up.
And then he got put down.
Yeah. I do
Maybe he
like that
wasn't
we get
certified.
maybe, who knows? But I do like that we get to see the same nail that we saw like on phase 2
Yeah,
that I
two
really
head.
liked. Yeah, that I think he also turned like into like a not like a Volkswagen Beetle kind of alt mode as well. But I think he's back. I like it.
Yeah. So flipping to the now, where we are introduced to new characters from the colonies helping keep the peace with the humans. We have Euler and Slide from the Devastation colony, Gimlet and Bump from Eucharis, Roulette from Velocitron, Midnight Express and Airleon from Caminus. Thoughts on these characters in these scenes? I really enjoy Slide and Euler. I like their designs.
I like all of them, but I really like the lobster.
Lobster.
The
Someone
lobster's pretty
Gimlet.
cool.
Gimlet.
Yeah, Gimlet. Yeah.
I like Gimlet and Bump.
Gimlet and Bump.
I don't know.
Armadillo, right?
I like Gimlet's alt mode, and then I just laughed at Bump's name because Bump.
Bump.
I do like seeing Roulette on the roster. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. So, like, I think we mentioned this before. These comics go back and forth to before the war and now. So we're gonna try to tell you when we go back. We'll not do it too much, but we end up back in the past, slowly learning and questioning his role as a cop, Orion Pax, before he became Optimus, figuring out the system is still corrupt and that being a cop may be part of the problem. What are your thoughts here? Any subtle nods to what's going on, on a certain third rock from the sun, maybe?
Outback got knocked down pretty easily.
Yes.
And that's what you get for being corrupt.
Yeah, don't be corrupt.
Nope. Doesn't help anybody.
Pitron, you're being very quiet.
I like the conversation that you kind of see between Orion Pax and Zeta.
Yeah.
Pull out so essentially it's like a lot of what you see is Zeta's kind of like a good guy, which what we've seen earlier, but he's admitting to everything's kind of being like fake, like the matrix of leadership, what was it, the hilt?
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the whole thing.
Thing's he just installed LEDs.
Yeah. And what was interesting is like the only thing that's keeping things in order, according to him, is the primal ballista.
Yeah, the elite guards, right?
Yeah, and so I think it's kind of interesting to see how Zeta kind of rose to his corrupted power.
Yeah, you can kind of see the subtleness, which will then eventually lead to the Autocracy series.
Yeah,
and this is all kind of a stage play just for him to continue power, which I like seeing this version as well before everything that happened in Autocracy. I thought it was pretty cool.
Wonder if Zeta thinks he's on a show. Anyway, definitely not referencing anything else. Back to present Earth. Gets another visitor, actually, the Junkions. More importantly, Rekar and Rummage. Rummage being my favorite, my queen. Anyway, sorry.
my queen.
It's getting a little hot in here. Someone else take it away.
My queen.
Someone needs to. It's getting a little
I love their designs. I think they look pretty cool. I do like the dynamic they've done with these Junkions, because they've like Redgar and Rummage are kind of like the leaders of this group, but then Redgar is more of a let's try to just get what we need and kind of move on. But then Rummage is still kind of held in the past with what the Cybertronians did with destroying their planet and just leaving them pretty much for dead. So I like that kind of little conflict, but they still kind of care for each other, and like it's not like in some movies in TV shows where when one of the political figures of a civilization doesn't agree with the other, they kind of try to kill each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
think
it's
the
it's a
last time-
matriarchy.
The last time we saw
Yeah.
Junkin, I think for us was like back in the Autocracy series.
Yeah, I think the first time they appeared
because
was
they
in
dropped Megatron.
Monstrosity.
Yeah, and now it's like, well, we didn't really see much of these guys when Megatron was there. The only thing we saw was the quiescent names.
put this on, and the
Yeah.
put this on the Sharkticon and the ship. We didn't really see the Junkins.
Classic Sharkticon on a ship. So, what gifts do they wish to trade with Earth?
They want the Or 13 for I forgot the name. It's a
Positron Core.
positron core. Yes, because I don't know how they know, or I don't know if they even know. But Sideswipe is decaying fast, and the positron core is the only thing that can help him. So RC is very adamant on getting that because it'll save his life.
Yes. But flipping to another character, Cosmos and Soundwave, they go on a spy mission. Well, just Cosmos, because, he's the errand boy. Inside the Junkian ship to see what they may be hiding. And what does he find?
Sharkticons everywhere.
Sharkticons. It's raining Sharkticons, almost literally in the scene. And I enjoy I enjoy it because Rensley and Rumble tagged along, and Rumble says it's like punching fish in a barrel.
Yes, I like the interaction between Frenzy and Rumble, but also Laserbeak and Buzzsaw. Because when Soundwave calls for Cosmos' help, they're like, "Yeah, why is he answering our comms?" And I think it's Buzzsaw that says that's his only job. That's only what he's useful. And I'm like, "Wow, you're so mean for Cosmos."
The cassettes are very mean.
Yes, they are.
Guys, stop bumping the table.
Not me.
I'm not
All right.
bumping the table.
Okay,
What?
I'm gonna fix this table. Let's take a quick ad break.
Let's play Guess That Con, and don't forget to leave a comment below with your answer, and you may get a special shout out.
1, 2, 3,
shot! Oh, that's strong.
Nah, that's nothing. You should have seen me back in the day. I could have drank out the whole bar.
Hey Heximus, haven't seen you at the bar for a while.
Hey guys, what are you guys doing?
Oh, Onyx was just saying he could outdrink a whole bar. You want to try a shot of Energon?
Sure. Oh, ugh, why did I even try that? I'm not a robot. Ugh, the battery acid taste in my mouth. Oh hey, you guys should try this.
What's that?
It's nightmare fuel, strongest stuff in the afterlife and existence.
I'll see about that. Pour me a glass. God, that's what I thought.
Oh, my Primus, you killed him!
Lightweight.
Calm down, Kilo. He's just unconscious and got knocked off his high turbo horse.
Purchasing nightmare fuel, you agree to the following and will not sue if you have compulsive mad ravings, hallucinations, screaming. If you see someone else in your reflection or in your dreams, please avoid sleeping. Do not consume more than 13 ounces over the course of 6 days.
It's animated Black Arachnia.
Wasp Nature needs to find a new hiding spot.
Well, I guess welcome back. Oh, okay.
What
Did
was he
you
doing on
see
the
him?
table?
What did you do? What did you do when you did that thing? Your corner thing?
Corner thing.
My corner? What?
Yeah,
He did.
the
He
kilo-
never showed up. He never showed up, so I don't know what he was
He
doing.
never showed up to your one shot.
No, we gave him a spot and he never showed up.
Oh.
Maybe did he get lost?
Was he? Wait, was he underneath the table the entire time?
I don't want to.
I
I don't want
I
to know
never
the answer
checked
to that.
I don't check underneath tables.
Okay, railroading us because I don't want to know the answer to this. Moving on. Well, in the present, Pyromagna decides to challenge Optimus Prime and question him holding the Matrix, shaming him for mistreating it. Kilo, what were your thoughts during this scene?
I really, really like that scene. Thought Optimus was gonna like drop it and be like, "Well, then you lead." I'm kind of tired of all the charades and trying to live up to the expectation of all these different bots and all that. And then we would get Pyra kind of like in a her perspective as she tries to lead for a while and then notice it's harder than it looks.
Huh.
Yeah, we already did that twice, didn't we? With B and Rodimus.
Yeah, but what's the third time?
What's the third time? Third time's a charm. That's what it is. Comp.
I'm sorry. I like how I finally put Pyra in her, in their place, because honestly, them just sitting there going, well, Prime does this and Prime does this and Prime always does this, and you're like, man,
that
chill.
Is that what you think Pyra sounds like?
No,
You better be careful, because I think Victorion's stronger than you, Computron.
I didn't say that.
The gravity powers.
All right. Hopefully we didn't record that. Anyway, moving on. During the Earth Cybertronian Welcoming Committee for the Junkions, it turns out the beautiful junk lady feels betrayed, that she deserves an apology, and I think she needs one. Excuse me, sorry, real quick, as you two discuss this, I'm getting a little...
Yeah, you get a cool down.
Homage.
Go get a drink.
I'm going to go get a drink. I'm going to go ask Swerve if he knows anything about Roach. I'll be right back.
I really like the scene. I like how Sharkticons start raining once more. I do like that the humans kind of noticed that the Cybertronians didn't really start it this time-ish. And they didn't start just attacking everything at once, and they kind of worked together. So that was pretty cool. And the different fight scenes are pretty cool.
For me, I'm kind of laughing because it's like almost a lot of the modern day fights, Transformers against Transformers, what have you, literally any other alien race, didn't start happening until the Transformers kind of, started showing up. And so I wonder if they're sort of like, man, who do you guys have beef with?
Half of the galaxy. Yeah.
It's almost as if there's a council that was formed from this exact situation you guys talked about.
Yeah, but then they're only incorporating Earth because Optimus is trying. Well, they're not even trying to incorporate Earth. They don't want to, and Optimus is trying hard. But it's a Council of Worlds, and they only have Cybertronian colonies, Cybertron. So they need to expand a little bit of that to make sure nobody else tries to attack them.
Yeah, I like a subtle nod. I don't think it's a reference, but the Metro Titan is slightly stabbed with the Junkion corkscrew ship, similar to how Metroplex was stabbed in the Autocracy series. There's a lot of similarities between these two.
Oh, yeah.
Although the one in Metroplex was stabbed all the way through, whereas this one, he uses his arm and kind of prevents it going all the way through, if that makes sense.
I think this is Metroplex's twin.
Yeah, the Metro Titan.
Yeah, they look the same.
They look identical, right?
Yeah, that annoys me a little because we just saw a bunch of Titans fight Metroplex and they all look different. So why does this one have to look like Metroplex? That's just.
I think it's because when they did, I forgot what comic it was, where Starscream got declared from the Chosen One from that one. Well, I guess you'd call it Metro Titan, but it's not this guy, right?
Yeah.
I think that was one of the jokes from back then. I thought they were trying to just make all of the designs similar to Metroplex's, because there's also, the one comic with the Titan Graveyard, and they all kind of resembled Metroplex.
Yeah, which I don't have a problem with. They have the same features or anything, but the colorings at least could be a little bit different. That way you don't get mixed up. Because this to me just looks like Metroplex. So I know they've called it Metro Titan or whatever, and I know Metroplex is on Cybertron, but this is just Metroplex again.
Yeah, if they gave him a different color scheme or whatever, it would make more sense. Yeah. So Soundwave comes to the rescue because class wars are his specialty. Thoughts on his tactics?
I think we need to give this to Soundwave's fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all he did. He just went, "Yep."
Yeah.
He kind of went to town and used his sound audio processors.
What does he do to convince them?
Actually, I'm gonna go for word on this one.
You're gonna go to what?
Word for word.
Okay.
He read the Megatron manifesto, right? Oh, is he gonna read the whole thing? I think that's 3 pages long.
I think that's word for word.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Dedication.
Okay, so
this episode has become 45 minutes now.
I know. Here we go. Whoever's editing, good luck.
Anyway, so he does read the Decepticon manifesto, and there was a part that I wanted to quote and I can't find it. Whatever. He reads the Decepticon manifesto and the Decepticons kind of freeze up. And, the next scene is like after he kind of almost finished, the Decepticons like turned around and looked at the Junkians and started essentially heading that way.
Yeah. Which kind of ends the skirmish for the most part. And I enjoy the colonists towards the end of this is do what the Prime did to Galvatron to end this. And Wreck-Gar is kind of like cowering in the corner and says, should I ask who Galvatron is or what Prime did? And he does get decapitated eventually, but because he's Wreck-Gar, he's fine.
Yeah, he's been tossing his head around the entire comic.
Right.
I do like the body modes for the Sharkticons, though. I just wanted to say that because this is the first time we actually see them.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think they're based off the toys at this time when they came out, which is pretty cool. But sad news is 42.
Yes.
In the scene where Wreck-Gar is asking about Galvatron and what the Prime did, he's holding the proton core,
The
right?
positron
The positron core,
Mhm.
and somebody shoots at it and it explodes, and it looks like Optimus. Was it Optimus?
Tune in next time to our.
Good.
Because if it was, there's a big problem at the end.
Big problem indeed. So it blows up, right? Instead of killing off the Junkions, Prime seeks another route, peace with the Junkions. And Kilo, that's the end of my notes, but is there things you want to talk about? Sounds like you want to wrap up your thought.
Yeah. Well, I like listening to myself, right?
Go on.
No, but RC, through the fight, she just was looking for Wreck-Gar to get that core to help sideswipe. But during the fight, somebody shoots at the core and the core explodes. So there's no longer a way to save him. And it looks like he ends up going offline. And my problem with that is, what?
I just want to point out, if you're talking about the exact last page, I think it's 116, that looks like RC's sword. Not necessarily, a shot, should I say.
No. At the not the last page. The page on episode or the 128.
Okay.
It looks like a beam. Doesn't look like a sword to me. But the problem is, Sideswipe goes offline, or it's presumed like he does, because RC is in the room very sad, and the lights are red. The thing is, like, if it was Optimus, because next to that panel that Wreck-Gar's asking, there's a picture of Optimus running, and he's stating that they need to compromise and stand for what they do, and then suddenly a beam goes off and Optimus is pretty close to the beam. If Optimus was the one that shot the core, that means he took out what was the only way to save Sideswipe.
I bet it was Euler, because in the couple panels before that, you see Euler with a gun charging towards Wreck-Gar and Rummage. Anyway, theories.
Yeah, it's just that means that she should be mad. That's all.
Yes. No, I agree. I concur. Is there any other thoughts or things we want to talk about that we haven't covered?
I really enjoy the art, the way the colors are. They're representing a G1 kind of aesthetic to it, and I think it fits well with the story they're telling. And the part where the Sharkticons are falling from the sky for the first time we see them, when they jump out of the ship, it looks so amazing. I want a poster of that so I can frame it and put it in my room.
I like the old style comic book look. They bring it like that kind of dot kind of looking shading.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I like that kind of art style because it's like it gives you that retro kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So it sounds like we're ready for Rodstar ratings. Computron, do you mind kicking us off?
It's gonna be a 4 for me. Good. It's nice to see the Junkions. Actually, you know what? This one's gonna be a 3.5. This one's gonna be a 3.5. A lot of great story. Glad to see the Junkions, and I'm glad to see the art style. It's rife. There's a lot of philosophical stuff going on, and a lot of time jumping back and forth going on as well.
Cool.
For me, it's a 4. The story with the back and forth and telling another side of Optimus and what was going on there pre-war and all that was very interesting, and it kind of kept me hooked. There was a lot of text bubbles, which kind of got a little bit annoying. It made it a little bit too long, but I liked seeing the Junkions, the Sharkticons came back, and Rummage. I really liked her design and Redguard's design, so they look amazing.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
So I'm very happy with what they've brought in. It's just it was just dragged on a little bit too much. So 4 for me.
4 for you. Yeah. Oh, Rummage is in it, so it's a 5.
My
No,
queen.
I'm just kidding. My queen. But yes, no, she's my queen. I would probably do it a 3.5, to be honest. There's a lot of text bubbles in this one, and we didn't cover this whole comic, which is fair because there's a lot of things going on philosophically that's hard to talk about when there's a lot of flashbacks involved. I think 3.5, but Rummage, queen.
My
Rummage,
queen.
you get 10 stars. But listeners, what did you think of these comics? How many raw stars would you give it? Let us know by leaving a comment below. If you would like to get in contact with us, you can send us an email at swervesbarpodcast@gmail.com. That is SWERVSBAR podcast@gmail.com. Now, I don't have any new toys yet, but if they come out with a Rummage figure, I wouldn't mind. Any toys on your guys' end?
Well, I saw your Scourge from the Velocitron line, so I had to get myself a Scourge as well because he looks pretty
Yeah.
good.
How's it looking? What do you think?
Very good. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm gonna have to pose him with the custom Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus that you sent me.
Ooh, that'd be pretty.
Who would win?
It would obviously be Ultramag. He's more ruthless. Are you two ready for Transformers Salvation?
Yes.
I'm ready.
I believe this is the last time we'll see the Dinobot. Anyway, Kilobyte, do you mind showing us out? And your Twitch.
There's the door.
I'm very concerned for you.
So yes, I've been streaming on twitch.tv/Kilobyte Prime, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Some cool games and some Fall Guys, some Bioshock, and it's been a blast. And I like interacting with all of you. So if you want to come on in and just say hello or chat for a little bit, it's always welcome. And if you want to keep up to date with schedules and when the streams are going live, you can follow me on Twitter at Kilobyte Prime.
You know what Kilobyte really likes when you join his Twitch?
What?
Asking him about his current DM that he's running.
So how's that going?
I can't spoil anything, but I can tell you what's already out there.
Why'd you kill off my character?
That's not out there. What are you talking about? Well, anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, consider sharing it with your friends and subscribing. If you want to help out the show even further,
Revenge, isn't it?
we've started a Patreon. All of the proceeds will go to supporting the show and keeping the lights on. Of course, we have some tiers that offer other forms of gratitude, such as 3D printed files and entry to our Discord channel. You'll even get early access to our comic review videos a week before they are publicly released. Also, we have a goal to reach 500 subscribers. And we'll be holding a special brand new giveaway we've never done before. So make sure to click that subscribe button and tell your friends that it's a good time. And as always,
John,
we
you
hope
see
you're
this?
all staying
He's
safe
ignoring me.
out there. Thank you so much for listening. To all are one. You deserved it.
Strato. To all or one.
Till all are one.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Swervesbar Podcast. You can also find us on Twitter at Swervesbar. If you are interested in more content, try checking out the spin-off of D&D series Transform and Rollout, the second and newest season titled First Stand of the Wreckers, with a brand new DM, a different story, and from what I hear, a better pilot episode than the last series. Sorry, not sorry, Onyx. Let's tune in for a preview now.
So that's a 5. He manages to miss again. And this time he kind of like hits his other hand as he couldn't like stop the force of the attack.
Okay. Can I do an unarmed strike with my claws?
Yes, that would be your hand-to-hand attack.
Okay. That's a 5.
As you try to claw at them, you manage to kind of like scrape the ice that's covering its body and not really getting to hit their body.
Okay.
While this is happening, I'm going to switch to the other players while this is
That's
this air swinging battle happens as you're looking at that bot, the other one walks up and handcuffs you and says,
You are arrested,
What?
yes, for consorting with Decepticon and planning this assault.
and with that,
You
we
do
flip
that to me!
to Frostfang.
No, that's even worse. No.
Always
Why do you hate me so
being left on
much?
the cliffhangers.
No.
It's just so sweet
tried
when it
so
happens.
hard. I tried so hard.
She just has the best reactions.
I tried to cut in, but you would.
I'm laughing so much. Now you step away from the body, or we're gonna make 2 more bodies.
Technically,
That
we
was
should always step
Whoa.
away.
Take me on a date first.
Whoa. Whoa.
Synth wave.
And then,
This escalated quickly.
and then,
Synth wave.
that's so weird.
There's a time and place.
I'm so, is this not the time? Is this not the place?
Astonishing. There is also a YouTube channel with bonus content such as video games containing funny comments. A link will be provided below. And if you are so inclined, you can support us on Patreon, where you can get even more bonus content such as 3D files, access to their Discord, and listen to content before it is released to the public. More links will be provided below. End transmission.